Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz, August 19, 2016 at 1:32 a.m. And the topic, um, the times we're about to enter, this, what you see today that's going on, um, there's a preparation being made. Go back to where Obama early on scooped up 10 million acres in 9 western states from the Canadian border right there around Montana all the way through to Arizona. And I don't know for sure how many camps are on those lands, but I know there's 10. I've heard that. And I know a guy, not him personally, but someone he knew, that he was hired in Washington State to go back over the mountain somewhere near the Columbia River area. This is on the eastern side of the volcano there. I can't think of it right off the bat. Oh, well, that's going to make me mad. But anyway, and the job he was hired to do was welding shackles inside of cattle cars. And he did it for, I'm not sure he worked a whole day at it, but he just, what he was seeing, he couldn't believe. And he talked to 2 or 3 guys that were on the same car. Well, I take that back. There was only 2 guys per car, but he talked to 2 or 3 guys during a lunch break. And the guy that was on the car with him was answering any question he could think of, and the guy that was with him that was in a different car told him he just needed to shut up and do his work. And he just said that didn't feel right. That didn't look right, and didn't smell right. Welding shackles in a cattle car, and they were making them big enough to put a whole lot of people. The way they were spacing them, I don't remember what he said about a second level. I'm not sure that was mentioned, but the numbers that they were talking about would almost have to have a second level in the cattle car. But they were not for cattle. Promise you, they were not for cattle. And there were a lot of them. He said hundreds and hundreds of cars just in one train yard. He said actually it wasn't even a train yard. It was off a few sets of tracks off of a train yard a couple of miles away. And same thing has happened in multiple places, told by other people. And you try to think of what they're going to use them for. I've heard 3 or 4 things. I've heard, I'm really bad at names. I guess you know that. The guy that has his Prison Planet author, he has a show every day. And he's talked about it a number of times. But the gist of it is, who are they going to put into these cars? Well, number one, we know that they're going to be loaded up. We do know still today that along some of the southern routes, off of the main lines, these are sidelines that runs through a few acres of government property, there's still caskets sitting on train cars or inside of train cars by the hundreds of thousands. And I'm not talking about one section having that many. And when I went to South Dakota, Sturgis, 3 years ago, got caught in that mess up there and that storm and all that. But anyway, I had pulled into a place, taking my time, storming, gassing up. And when I moved out of the way so I could go inside, I remember a tractor trailer pulled up and he was full of caskets. And I took pictures of it. And I couldn't wait to text those pictures to my daughter because she talked about it too. And that was in Sturgis, again, in South Dakota. So they're there, and all the talk about martial law, all the talk about all kinds of different things that usually happens when martial law is called, but then there has been a breakout. You can call it a number of things, but unrest within the martial law. When that happens, this is when people starts getting shot. And maybe that's what the caskets are for, don't know. I still believe, with all I've got, that Clinton is part of the plan to bring an end to America being a capitalist country and bring it under a socialist country or a socialist America, because we're the last man standing, guys, if you think about it. We are the only ones standing. The others out there that aren't necessarily socialist, they're too small to put up a fight. Anyone tells them you're going to do this, without question, they'll do it. And this is when it is time to bring in check all the Muslims throughout the world, because they're going to be the second ones to give a problem. First ones is going to be the capitalists, and the biggest number there are Americans. And but in order to bring the United States under a socialist division or country that is in slavery, is to put someone in there like Hillary Clinton, because she's going to do it. Again, it's all for the money. And she'd offer her mother and father both up on a platform and have them killed for power and for money. This is what people like her do. She is that friggin' evil. And I've read different things from guys, CIA, that's told the story. And but then you have to have a time to start implementing. You already have it. Oh yeah, by the way, I did get some new stuff in, and I wrote it down. I made notes, got it in the book, but I left it out to insert it at a time like this, and I didn't, but I will, because I'm not going to finish this one right now. And but I'll tell you exactly what was told and when the time limit was. They were given a time limit, and that time limit is about to end here in 4 months. I'll go to that next. But the time limit is the mark of the beast. The time limit is have those chips ready to implement. 8 seconds. Start to finish, it's in you, and it's done. It's how quick they can do them, 8 seconds. Jody Wolf Expoz.